Silver price is crushing it right now with its largest quarterly profit since 2022. But what about for the year? Silver is actually up over 22%, and we're going to compare it to gold, platinum, palladium, and see which metal is doing the best. Also, who is driving silver price right now? You might be surprised to find out. Let's get into it. Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. Here we are looking at silver price. It is currently sitting at $29.46 an ounce. It is up 19 cents today. Not a huge move, but it is trending higher. Now, what do we expect to happen to silver this week? Well, I'm expecting volatility. Why? Because there's a lot of economic data coming out. Today is Monday, and the ISM manufacturing PMI came out. It was actually lower than expected, so this is showing a contraction in the economy, which is possibly why gold and silver are going up at the moment, because this is pointing towards a recession. This is pointing towards the Fed needing to cut rates, which we know will be super bullish for precious metals. But tomorrow we've got the JOLTS job openings report coming out. Also, Jerome Powell is going to be speaking tomorrow in Portugal. So if he says anything crazy, that could have a big effect on the markets. Then Wednesday, we've got weekly jobless claims. We've got more data, and then U.S. non-farm payrolls report coming out on Friday. So a lot going on this week. Obviously, Thursday is 4th of July. I will be spending Independence Day with my family, and of course the markets will be closed, so nothing going on Thursday. However, I do expect this to be an action-packed week with volatility in gold and silver price. Speaking of silver price, it just took its largest quarterly profit since 2022. Silver prices are up 18% so far this quarter, on track for the third quarterly profit in a row. We saw that today, and the largest since 2022. Silver marked a 12-year high on May 20th at $32.52 an ounce on strong retail demand. Investors' demand on precious non-yielding metals also spiked amid a policy easing spree from global central banks recently, as retailers seek assets to guard against potential risks as global central banks change their policies to a more accommodative direction. It's clear that silver is becoming an excellent undervalued choice. I agree with that. I think silver is undervalued. The recent silver surge tipped off many retailers that silver remains far from its true value compared to gold, which is trading at record highs. Yeah, if I had to pick between silver and gold right now, I would certainly be leaning more towards silver. The year is now half over, and silver price is up over 22%, and I don't think it's done yet. When we look at all of the precious metals in 2024, you can see that silver is so far the clear winner. Now, gold has been doing very good. It is up over 12%, although silver nearly doubling that, up 22.09%. Platinum has actually gone down this year, down 0.68%, and palladium is the big loser. It is down almost 10% so far this year. I think it can fall much further. If we look at the spot price, you could see platinum is at $981, palladium at $992. For a while there, platinum was actually higher than palladium. Palladium making a little bit of a comeback right now, but I think its future is not as bright as that of silver and gold, the monetary metals. I definitely think if you want to move into precious metals, silver and gold are where you should be right now, and obviously with an emphasis on silver. And even though silver is down about $3 from its high this year, I think this should be seen as a buying opportunity, because I think silver will go back up to those heights and will continue even higher. Okay, so who's driving the price of silver right now? Let's take a look at the Commitment of Traders report. Now, if you don't know, the Commitment of Traders report is a weekly publication that shows the breakdown of ownership in the futures market. For every contract, there is a long and a short, so the net position will always be zero, but the report shows who is positioned long or short. Historically, hedge funds or managed money dominate the price action in both gold and silver. So here it is. Managed money is in complete control of the price action, driving prices higher. The recent price spikes were so rapid that the Commitment of Traders report may not have caught the action of managed money or hedge funds. From a weekly perspective, it is presumed that quick moves like that were almost definitely managed money. So this is the hedge funds, their silver net long and short positions, and how many futures contracts they're taking out. Let's zoom in on the chart a little bit here. Typically, we see silver price moving up and down in correlation with the amount of contracts that the hedge funds are taking out. So right now, lots and lots of contracts and silver price is higher. Contrast that to July of 2022, negative amount of contracts and silver price was down. So it's no surprise that we're seeing silver price high right now because the hedge funds are definitely driving what's going on in the futures market. However, if we look at a different chart, this is showing the weekly changes. We could see not a lot of activity over the last few weeks, which is partly why silver's price has been sideways for the most part, if not down a little bit. I mean, look at the height of silver for this year. Lots and lots of activity by the hedge funds, not really so much going on right now. What's the conclusion here? Well, the table below shows the correlation of price action to positioning for managed money and others, presumably non-institutional. You can see how managed money dominates the price action except for 2020. At some point, the price action will not be driven by futures traders, but by physical demand. That is when prices will explode higher as people realize there is not enough gold and silver to go around. We are not there yet. They finish off the article by saying no matter how you slice it, though, the short-term moves in gold and silver are clearly driven by the futures traders. Over the long term, though, the slow and steady price advance in gold is being driven by fundamentals such as central bank buying and physical accumulation. Now, silver is not being bought up by central banks whatsoever because, well, they don't stack silver, they only stack gold. However, there is a lot of physical accumulation of silver. This is mostly in industry, and I think eventually we're going to see industry be the driving force in silver price and where it goes from here. Now, one of the biggest things that is influencing the traders, right, all of the hedge funds and the managed money, is the Fed and what they're going to be doing to rates. I've talked about this in many previous videos, but once the Fed starts cutting rates, this is going to weaken the dollar and give gold and silver a massive boost. So the next Fed meeting is on July 31st. It is 1 month away. And CME Group is predicting that rates are going to remain the same. 91.2% chance of no rate change. So probably not going to see a rate cut this month. In September, though, they're predicting 36.5% chance that rates will remain the same. So they are predicting rates will start going down in September. I don't know that that will be the case. In fact, I don't think we're going to see a rate drop in September unless all of the economic data is essentially forcing them to do it. I think it's more likely we're going to have to wait till November to see the first rate cut. Obviously, CME Group is predicting only a 24% chance of rates remaining the same in November. So we're probably going to see one before the end of the year. Again, I think this is going to push gold and silver prices higher. So if you want to be investing in precious metals, I think now is definitely the time to do it. When we see something on the horizon that is likely going to have a huge impact on gold and silver price, but it is not here yet, It seems like a good time to be accumulating more of the metals. Between the two, gold and silver, I definitely favor silver. I mean, I am Silver Dragons. The largest portion of my stack is definitely silver. I think it's like 400 ounces to 1 or somewhere in that range. So I like silver right now. I think it's undervalued. And if we take a look at the gold-silver ratio year to date, we can see it's not really moved that much. So at the start of the year, it was at 86. It is currently sitting at 79. So it's come down about 7 points, which is because silver price has gone up so much, but I think it still can come down much, much more. It should be in the 60s, I would think. So the ratio is still high, which is indicating that silver is undervalued. Not as much as at the start of the year, but still undervalued as compared to gold. So that was the news for precious metals this week. What do you think about everything that's going on? I want to wish everyone a happy and safe Independence Day on 4th of July, and I'll see you all in my next video. Silver Dragons out.